Yeah, thank you. Hope you too. So Giovanni Ghirga is going to be discussing about solar geoengineering by injecting aluminum oxide aerosol is a serious threat to global children mental health. Giovanni, you're on.
Thank you. Thank you. You see the slide? Okay. First of all, I have say very thank you to give this very good opportunity to introduce a new topic in pediatrics: damage, the environmental damage, especially solar geoengineering by injecting aluminum oxide or also sulfate aerosol in the medium to lower stratosphere, because it could damage the brain of children. COVID-19 will end, we hope, within 1 or 2 years, but climate change could become unstoppable. And we know, and we already observed many devastating effects of human-induced climate change. In 1991, eruption column of Mount Pinatubo volcano, Philippines, in place the giant umbrella cloud over the Earth. The sulfate aerosol cloud produced spread rapidly within 3 weeks and covered the Earth about 1 year after the eruption. The large aerosol cloud caused a dramatic decrease in the net radiation reaching the Earth. Effects on climate were an observed surface cooling of about 0.5 degree Celsius, and these degrees reached over a large part of the Earth in 1992 and 1993. This phenomenon sparked a lively interest in the role that volcanic aerosols could play in climate change. So US scientists launched the world's biggest solar geoengineering study. This study was from Harvard University and began in 1990, 3 years ago about. And this project consists of injection of a sulfate aerosol in the lower stratosphere in the attempt of closely mimicking the way large volcanic eruptions cool the climate. This project was supported by US National Academy of Sciences, by the Environmental Defense Fund, and by the Natural Resource Defense Council. This is what about the project consists of. Unfortunately, the average residence time of this huge amount of a particle in the lower stratosphere is no more than 1-2 years. And then this pollutant, this enormous amount of pollutant will get down and pollute the environment and increase air pollution. Air pollution can negatively affect neurodevelopment and increase the risk of autism spectrum and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder in children with genetic susceptibility. A recent systematic review and meta-analysis showed that maternal exposure to particulate matter 2.5 is positively associated with autism spectrum disorder. Researchers from Harvard University have recently suggested that by substituting aluminum instead of sulfate, we'll get more results because aluminum is more reflective and less toxic. But aluminum has been included among 200 neurotoxic chemicals that caused silent pandemic, another pandemic of neurodevelopmental toxicity in children. Recently, the aluminum content of brain tissues from donors with the diagnosis of autism spectrum disorders was extremely high. Aluminum was found in the occipital, frontal, temporal, and parietal lobes, and in many brain cells. And we know by recent data from CDC US that 1 in 6 children 17 years has a developmental disability, particularly attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and autism spectrum disorder. Autism spectrum disorder is increasing. Data from this year from US, 1 in 54 children is suffering from autism spectrum disorder. This year data, always from US, more than 5 million adults are living with autism spectrum disorder. So we, as scientists, must oppose the use of toxic chemical, particularly aluminum, in solar geoengineering projects to protect global child mental health, and not only. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Giovanni. Gosh, I'm worried after listening to you. Really worried. Do you know if there is any effect also on pregnancies or